welcome to Industry Outlook Expert Panel. In response to the growing interest in sustainable practices and environment-friendly manufacturing, we are pleased to present this webinar on sustainability and green manufacturing. According to a study by the World Economic Forum, sustainable manufacturing practices could result in a 40% decrease in energy consumption. Embracing sustainability principles and integrating green practices into manufacturing processes hold the promise of not only reducing environmental impact, but also fostering long-term viability and competitiveness for businesses. Today, we have a distinguished panel of experts who will delve into the pivotal aspects of sustainability and green manufacturing. Through their insights, we aim to understand the benefits, challenges, and practical applications of adopting sustainable practices in manufacturing operations. From renewable energy utilization to waste reduction strategies, our esteemed experts will offer valuable insights into navigating the complexities of sustainable manufacturing. So let's dive into the world of sustainable manufacturing. On the panel today, we have esteemed guests from different industries who will share their views on this topic. So without any further ado, let me invite Mr. Sumit Bidani to share his views on adopting sustainable practices in the construction industry. Over to you, Mr. Sumit.
Sustainable practices in the construction industry. We actually have done an exercise with Griha and Terry to see how our material impacts energy efficiency and various other sustainable parameters. So I'm here to talk about that. I'll share the results with you in a few minutes. But before that, I think most interesting is in terms of who are we? Who is Knauf? I think that's going to be an introduction. What are we? What is our value? What's our purpose? And then I'll talk in detail about what we found with our collaboration with Terry. So I think that's something which I will talk about. Yeah. So firstly, in terms of who's Knauf, so we are a German company which started in 1932 and we are a building material company, basically gypsum-oriented building materials. And this is our history, basically 1932 in Germany. And if I can just take you rundown of in this company, we started actually in India as USG Boral in 2008. However, it was acquired by Knauf in 2020. So we are part of Knauf since 2021, but we have been there in India before in a different avatar of USG Boral since 2008. So we have some experience in building materials, which is primarily plasterboard and components. So what is Knauf? Knauf is a company which is roughly 15.4 billion euro turnover. It has around 41,000 plus employees, and we have, as you can see, 300 plants, and we are present in more than 90 countries. So this is an interesting one, and I think that's something which will give us an insight as to what we are and why we are so concerned about sustainability. So this is our purpose. Our purpose is make tomorrow for all of us. And I think, as you can see, in that it's about it's a future oriented. It's about leaving something to your future generations, and the whole feeling of being at home. So that's what we are for. If you look at so we are a company which is not led by one CEO. We have 3 general partners. So that's where you can see our thing. And what's our core value? If you can see that we have basically 3 values in English and 1 in German, right? So we can, I think, very clear what partnership, commitment, and entrepreneurship mean. However, Menschlichkeit is an interesting one. The reason it's in German because we don't have an English version for that. It is closest, what you can see is humanity. However, English doesn't do justice to it. A Hindi word called insaniyat is closest to it. So I think that's what we stand for. And I think that's where, if you see, we are right from our values and our purpose, we are very linked to leaving a good planet to our future, right, to the future generations. In India, where are we? In India, we have 3 plants. One in city, where, as you can see in the middle, one in Kushkera in Rajasthan, which is in Bidani district, and in Sholavaram in Chennai. So these are the 3 plants we have. In terms of what we have been doing, since our material, as I would going forward, is going towards a sustainability platform. It's lightweight construction, less amount of dead load, and wastage of water and sand is limited. I think when we look at our kind of construction, the big challenge for us is changing the existing practices. So therefore, we have a strong focus on upskilling people who can fix, who can use our material, and therefore not just help grow our material, but help in sustainability for the construction industry. In terms of some of the key wins, so many of the projects which we have won over the last few years, as you can see, the One India Bhavan, we have the Google office here, the ITPO complex, the new Parliament House. So the industry, the material which we are using, which we make, plasterboard, is now getting enhanced usage across the key projects in India. Again, coming back to upskilling, this is on the left, you can see we have partnered with an NGO which is linked with Skill India, so that it's not just about getting more people, more people able to fix plasterboard, but also a social need in terms of ensuring people who are apprentices from the villages are able to do a 45-day course, which is supported by us, and then get into the industry as as people who are workers in the industry, where they can use their skills in plasterboard fixing facility. So I think they get a job because of all this, and we also benefit because there are more people coming in the industry who know how to fix this material. So I think that's a win-win. We are also we are having a lot of mobile vans in the market. So we have people who are semi-skilled in the market. They may not know the latest things, and there could be challenges. They may have come without proper training. So we do, the left one is for apprentice, the right one we do is on the ground. We have people, a van which has a training facility, which has a mock-up facility to train people near the place of work. So that's what we do as well. In terms of some innovations, I just thought one of them important from this topic is Knauf Safe Board. So if you see X-ray rooms, typically, you have lead-clad walls which are used for protection from the X-rays. So we have a Knauf Safe Board in India. Not even lead-clad walls are used, so it's not safe the way it is being done in India. But we are trying to promote Knauf Safe Board in X-ray rooms and X-ray diagnostic and rooms which have all that. So that's something which we are trying to do. The other innovation which I will talk about, even in the experiment with Terry, and that's something which we know about plasterboard usage in the interior, but this is a cement board which is exterior panel, and it has a lot of advantages. We started this is the first experiment we did in India, is 2013, because in the mountainous regions, you can well imagine the amount of energy used to get heavy material all the way to the hill. So this is lightweight, and we got aqua panel into Uttarkashi, into this ashram. That was the first attempt we did, which we wanted to just see how it is used. So this is the first team which came there. Just some pictures on that. As you know, in 2013, what happened immediately after that was the floods in Uttarakhand. So that was a very unfortunate situation. As soon as our team, which had come from Dubai, you can see the people who had come from Dubai here. As soon as they finished it, they were airlifted up, right? While the project was done, it was just about the time when they had to be airlifted. This building still stands. You know what all happened in. So this is basically a proof that while it's a lightweight material, it is robust and it lasts long. So I think it is quite robust, and as you can see, it's still there, and it's there in the Anand Dham. So that was one material which we use, and incidentally, we use aqua panel for our study with Terry as well. Why it's important here. Yeah, so this is something that talks about us. And again, just to reiterate that as a company, we are very committed to reduce the carbon dioxide emissions. We use 100% recyclable packaging. We have goals to achieve net zero carbon emissions, and we look at raw materials which have a lot of recyclable content in it. So I think that's something which we are very focused on.
Thank you, Mr. Sumit, for your invaluable insights. I would now like to invite Ms. Avantika to share her views on integrating sustainability into product development.
Thank you very much, everybody. for being here today, and thank you, Industry Outlook, for giving us this chance to share our journey. Okay, so just could you confirm my screen is properly visible?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. So I'd like to share a little bit about Eaton's sustainability journey today with you. So who we are at Eaton, right? So Eaton is an intelligent power management company, and our main markets and our main segments are basically in electrical segment, where we have a lot of power distribution, circuit protection, power quality backup. So things like UPSs, panels, even switches that you see in your building, switch gear, and things from wires and cables, control and automation for building like lighting automation, harsh and hazardous solutions within industries, within environments where there are a lot of flammability and so on. So electrical equipment for those kind of areas is what one of our major segments. And then we have also the industrial segment where we build a lot of components for the aerospace industry, right from pumps and ducts and fuel emission valves and so on. We have a growing mobility and vehicle segment where we make transmissions, gearboxes, DC-DC converters, inverters for growing mobility, electric vehicles, and so on. So from the size perspective, we're about 23.2 billion last year, and we're really growing, and we have a very healthy net income as well. We are, of course, a global company with a lot of operations all around the globe. And our presence in India here is also pretty strong. We are on over 20 locations. We have 7 manufacturing sites. These sites do span across our vehicle and electrical segments and aerospace segments, as we showed, filtration also. I belong to the Eaton India Innovation Center. Here, I'm located at Pune, and we have about 2,000 engineers here who work on all of our different product lines. So we pretty much have a mini Eaton over here, and it's therefore a very exciting place to work. Right. So if we look at why sustainability is important for us, actually, for us, sustainability is a big tailwind, because power management is kind of at the heart of sustainability. So for a number of years now, this has really been recognized by our leadership team. And this is a statement from Craig Arnold, our CEO and chairman. Every time you hear sustainability, climate change, or resiliency, these are basically the growth opportunities for us. So we feel we are very fortunate actually to kind of be in the right time and right place. And it's really critical for us, for our future, that sustainability is not just a part of journey for us as something that we do, but it's really the reason why we would exist from a marketplace perspective. So there is no better time to be than now for us here, right? So we, a few years back, we put in place oversight and leadership to make sure that how sustainability would be part of our journey, right? So an executive council was formed, which has the topmost leadership of the company, the chairman and a lot of his direct staff. And we had a number of areas where different leaders are part of are leading those work streams. The council sets up the direction, but even above the council, we have the board of directors. And we did name our first chief sustainability officer in 2021, because this role was deemed to be very critical in order to really integrate this, all of the different activities within the company. And then our board audit committee and governance committees are also frequently reported and told about the ESG issues, and they actually provide that oversight. So the point being here that it's becoming a financial matter. It's not, from starting from CSR or certain things about culture or nice to have and so on, this is now becoming critical as a part of how we operate as part of risk management as well, right from the board level, right? And so basically, we set up our sustainability strategy centered around our mission statement. So our mission statement is to improve the quality of life and environment through intelligent power management solutions. And we've been carrying this quality of life and environment for a number of years now. So back in 2016 is where this was formulated. And we also had a set of aspirational goals, which went beyond the financial goals and targets, on this that we commit to our investors. So this kind of shows that how what we do, our mission and our aspirations were channelized into our sustainability strategy, which is around 4 pillars. The first one being creating sustainable solutions. So this is really the part I talked about, which is it's important for our customers. So what are those clean technologies for addressing climate change, material use, resource optimization, and managing all this new renewable power, for example, which will be coming online, and so on and so forth. Second is reducing our footprint, which is focused on our operations and really, making sure that we leave a clean environment for our future generations, and we reduce the footprint and harmful impact of our daily operations. And then also, very importantly, around employees, communities, and doing business right, which is very fundamental part of our ethics, is all about doing business right and transparency. So in transparency, the amount that we publish and share publicly is something we are also focusing on. So converting these now high-level goals into tangible goals, back in 2020, we came up with a set of goals for 2030. And I'll just give you a couple of examples here. I won't read through all of them. The company basically translated saying that we will invest $3 billion in R&D over the next 10 years. And this R&D has to be towards solutions that would improve sustainability in the world. And I'll give you the framework that we did around this as well. With regard to greenhouse gas emissions, the two in blue that you will see here, we committed to 15% reductions in our scope 3, our value chain emissions, and 50% reduction of our own operations. So our scope 1 and 2 emissions by 50%. So from 2018 to 2030 base time frame. And the key is that we went for ambitious goals because these are basically in line with a 1.5 degree threshold of managing the temperature rise of the world. And this is also approved target by the Science Based Targets Institute. So, so now, armed with these kind of goals from the top level, we can kind of see how we operationalized it. We also have very important goals around zero waste to landfill in all of our major manufacturing sites. So they have to be 100% and 10% of manufacturing sites to be zero water discharge.
All right. Thank you, Ms. Avantika, and thank you, Mr. Amit, for sharing your insights. I'm sure the attendees have many key takeaways which they can implement in their respective businesses.